Why do you love metal? It's a question that metalheads get asked all the time, a question that has as many answers as there are metalheads. You can love Black Sabbath, Lamb of God, and Meshuggah, but the specific reasons you love each band may intersect very little, if at all. The purpose of this show is to dig into the question, to explore and celebrate the vast stylistic variety within the metal genre. So, why do you love metal? Let's find out on 5 songs. You all set? All right, here we are, another episode of 5 Songs. I'm your host, Kevin Tulppo, and my guest today is Mike Williams, vocalist for local Detroit thrash, deathy, metal, heavy motherfuckers, Pickaxe Preacher.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Welcome to the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
All right, as everybody knows by now, Mike has brought 5 metal-ish, well, five songs that he really digs and gets his metal motor running. So we're gonna listen to him and talk about him a little bit, and we don't waste a whole lot of time on preliminaries, so we're gonna jump right into his list. First up is Pantera, a song called "Living Through Me" off of the Great Southern Trendkill, which we had Joey Davis last week brought a different song from that album. So
for sure, one of my favorite. I mean, it's front to back, just great.
Oh yeah, it's I said last week I've always thought it was a highly underrated album.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely one of their most underrated ones, but it's like I think the heaviest and the darkest. They were all pissed at each other at the time, and the way they wrote that album, and it's all great. This is a great album.
Yeah, I mean, it seems evident to me that Dimebag Darrell really stepped up and carried that whole album because Phil was such a fucking mess at the time.
Yeah, definitely. And then that album, like just growing up listening to that album, I mean, I can't think of another album that probably made me drink more beer and break more things in my youth than that album right there.
Right on. All right, cool. So "Living Through Me," what about this song in particular? What's going on with this song in particular?
Just one of those songs, man. He's the way he's, saying shit in there, and the groove, man. It's got awesome groove in it, and it was either that one or "Sandblasted Skin," but I picked that one, so. I just love that whole album,
Right on. All right, well let's cue it up and listen to it. This is Pantera with "Living Through Me."
No provision, filling things with juice of chaos. In me,
All right, that was "Living Through Me," Pantera.
Fucking A.
That's that's one of those songs where like one of my favorite parts of Pantera is oddly enough is actually Vinnie Paul's drumming, because I've always found him to like. It didn't really strike me until I've been listening to him for years that when you really listen to what he's actually doing, he's not doing a whole lot. Like he's not a super busy drummer, but everything he does is perfect. I mean, he's very tasteful.
Yeah, I think he files dime. You know, it's that brother combo. You know what I mean? Every time you get that brother combo in a band, it's like they just click. And I think that's what they, between Vinny and Dime, that's what they really had.
Yeah. That's I like that. I like it a lot. It's just it's kind of like he left the fireworks to Daryl, and he just like he brought the thunder, but the lightning was all over there.
Yeah, definitely,
Nice.
definitely.
So next up on your list, Hank 3.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking of songs that really influenced me.
I gotta say that I've never listened to Hank 3. I've never heard a fucking note of what he does. So
Well, I mean, first it started with him being in Superjoint, and then Hank 3's in Superjoint, and then he started doing the solo stuff, and I got into him, and like it's like really rockabilly country. He's doing some screaming in there, a lot of his stuff, and it's just like you hear the metal influence, you hear the rockabilly influence, and then he's got the country, and he's singing about, just. Cause not your normal country stuff. He ain't, he's singing about getting fucked up and fucking hookers, and it's this crazy stuff, and it's it really opened up the gateway to me to like actually listen to a lot more underground country stuff, which stuff I never thought I would ever get into.
Right.
And like he kind of opened the floodgates to that, and I'm like listening to this whole genre of music now, like probably the last like 5 years, that I never thought I would ever got into. And he pretty much, opened the floodgates. That's why I picked him, because he really influenced me to listen and open an ear to a whole different genre,
Right on. So okay, so this song is called Dick and Dixie.
Yeah, it's pretty much bashing on the music industry. Just like you got your mainstream country, you got your underground country.
That's such crap.
And he's the underground country guy, and he's kind of just bashing on the mainstream. That's what it's
good.
about.
They fucking deserve it, really.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
Yeah, and he's talking about pop country and saying how much it sucks, and he's just ripping on it the whole song.
I remember like my mom has been a country music fan my whole life. And and of course, like back in the 70s when I was really little, and in the 80s when I was a teenager and stuff, like country was still recognizable as country and Western music, and this garbage now. I remember I was visiting my folks, 10 years ago maybe.
Yeah.
And Mom was listening to the radio, whatever young country bullshit was going on up in Saginaw, and this song came on, and she's like, listen to this song. I'm like, I don't listen to that crap, And she says, there's nothing wrong with country music. And I was like, Mom, damn well that country music hasn't been recorded since 1975. and she was like, you're right.
Yeah. My mom was into country too, but it was like, she was listening to stuff on the radio like Garth Brooks and stuff like that, and I just couldn't stand it growing up.
Well, because it's like back. So we're talking like it basically started in the mid '90s, like mid to late '90s, and really picked up steam in the aughts. And my take on it, like right off the bat, like when contemporary like radio bullshit country took off, was that these are all guys that tried to do rock and roll, but they sucked at it. Mm-hmm. They're just they were too bland. They were too bland and weak even for acceptable radio rock.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can't stand any then he started doing the pop country, rap country, and it just sounds like a pop band with twang now.
Hip hop is so fucking stupid.
It is, and it's pretty bad. And and then you got this guy like Hank 3 he's just bashing on all of it, and he's going back to his roots, and he's got a lot of energy.
He's got a hell of a lineage to talk about roots too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean he's legacy right there, and him doing his own thing and being rebellious, is pretty cool.
Right. All right. Well, let's see if it opens my eyes.
Yeah, give it a listen, man. It may open up mine, dude, and I never thought it would.
All right, man. This is Hank 3 with Dick and Dixie.
fucking shit to me. They say that I'm ill-mannered, that I'm gonna self-destruct. But if you know what I'm thinking, you'll know that pop country really sucks. Well, we're losing all the outlaws that have to stand their ground, and they're being replaced by these kids from a manufactured town, and they don't have no idea about sorrow and woe, 'cause they're all just too damn busy kissing ass on Music Row. So I'm here to put the dick in Dixie and to call back in country, 'cause the kind of country I'm hearing nowadays, it's a bunch of fucking shit to me. They say that I'm ill-mannered, that I'm gonna self-destruct. But if you know what I'm thinking, you'll know that pop country really sucks. And if you know what I'm thinking, you'll know that pop country really sucks.
Yeah, just let me warm up a little bit. I ain't flat pitching, so.
All right, so there's Hank 3, Dick and Dixie. I dig what he's shoveling. It's just like I said, I like the one thing I will give it, as I said while it was playing, is it the acoustic. The musicianship. Like the guitar player on that track. Just it nuts to hear those chops on an acoustic guitar is kind of nuts. I mean, like I was saying, you have to kind of go straight to Yngwie to get that kind of precision and skill on an acoustic guitar and still and have it not sound all sloppy and whatnot.
Exactly. Yeah, and then and that reminds me a lot of like Rebel Meets Rebel. You know what I mean, with the Pantera David Allan Coe album that they did. You never.
Got nothing.
It's country. It's totally country and heavy metal. It's like metal riffs with David Allan Coe singing over it, and it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome record, It's and some of that country is kind of intertwined with the metal. I mean, even Hank 3, he does. There's some songs where he's screaming, and then he's got a metal band called Ass Jack. And then when you see him on tour, he does his rockabilly stuff, he does his heavy metal set, and he does his country set. He does 3 sets every night.
Right.
And I mean, he plays for like 2.5, 3 hours every night, which is insane to me.
Yeah.
And it just speaks out. He's just doing something against the grain of things, and that always really speaks to me.
Well, I can clearly see that, and and like I said, I mean, as far as the the lyrical content and the message, I get it. I mean, and like I said, just because of his lineage, I mean, who's gonna argue with him when he's like, I don't really give a shit if they don't say that I'm not country.
Yeah. He's probably more country than all of them.
Right. Like Keith Urban from Australia is going to tell me I'm not a fucking cowboy. Get out of here.
Exactly. Yeah. And definitely opened the floodgates, and then I got into him. Then I started listening to some like David Allan Coe and Waylon Jennings, and and then even Hank Sr.
Oh man, old Waylon is like That's kind of the stuff that I grew up on. My dad. Let's see, my mom was into country on the radio, and my dad was like, he was into like Waylon and like Merle Haggard and all those old, like those guys that came up in the 50s and 60s and started dying off in the late 70s and early 80s. Like the old school guys.
Yeah, and those guys they wrote some incredible stuff, and. Like I said, I never thought I'd listen to that shit, and then I totally got into it, and I opened the floodgates for me the last 5 years, I would say, and I've just been like really digging it. And like people get in the car with me, I throw on some country, like, what the fuck you listen to this shit for? And I'm like, dude, I love this shit, So,
alrighty then, let's move on to the next song on your list. This is a band called King Parrot, which I don't think I've heard of these guys before.
They're from Australia. They just got signed to I think about a year ago, Phil Anselmo's record label, Housecore Records.
Okay.
And they just did. I saw them they did a tour of Superjoint and Childbite. They would play at the Machine Shop. I went to that show, and that was a kick-ass show. And, the reason I picked King Parrot is because they sound extremely different than what everyone else is putting out there. I mean, everyone's doing, like, real low, guttural vocals. He's doing, like, this high-pitch, like, kind of crazy. He almost sounds like a fucking parrot. He's from Australia, and those guys are pretty crazy. They have awesome music videos. They're fucking hilarious, and they're heavy, and they're fast at the same time, and it's pretty cool.
Right
Pretty
on.
cool. Very original.
So the song you picked is called "Hell Comes Your Way." Anything specific about this song, or
Just again, another album that was really kick-ass that I liked by him, and just had to pick like one song out of many that I liked by him. But I like the ending when he's kind of cussing, and you hear him saying, fucking fuck your shit, you fucking cunt. Fucking. So I just like the song,
Right on. All right. Well, let's hear it then. This is King Parrot with "Hell Comes Your Way." King Parrot, Hell Comes Your Way. I like that. That they sound like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's
sound like they are a cool band to watch.
Kind of relentless, very kind of a grindcore vibe to them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, grindcore, definitely. And like I said, again, they're on Housecore Records with Phil's. That's how I checked them out. You know what I mean? Because I'm a big Phil fan.
Right.
And check those guys out. I'm like, fuck yeah, man. It's fucking cool. Like I liked what they were delivering.
Alrighty then. Let's move on down the list then. Next up is Cannibal Corpse.
Yep.
Everybody knows who Cannibal Corpse is. I think this is the first Cannibal Corpse song we've had on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Fucking. I think Joey last week brought the first Slayer tune too. Like,
Okay. Well, I was thinking I was gonna bring some Slayer, but I'm like, man, probably everyone did Slayer. I was trying to think of
nobody's
really.
done Slayer. Yeah, it's crazy.
Jesus. Well, they were gonna be one of mine too. So I was picking around, and I was trying to think of a good rounded list. When I was picking my songs, and definitely Cannibal Corpse, man. They got me into death metal when I first heard them when I was in my teens.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I was like, who the fuck? I had never heard anything like this. And
I think a lot of people start there. I mean, it was kind of. It was kind of in the early '90s when I was living in Saginaw, and I hooked up with a bunch of metalheads in Saginaw, and it was like Cannibal Corpse and Morbid Angel and Deicide and Death and all the like the first wave old school death metal bands all kind of hit it all at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah, and Corpse, man, one of my favorite, and Bloodthirst, probably one of my favorite albums by them. I just love that album. Love the guitar work on there, man. It's fucking really good.
Right on. So this tune is called Spine Splitter. Anything in particular about this one?
It's fucking groovy, man. It fucking hits hard, and then Corpse Grinder, he's doing his thing. But that's probably one of my favorite songs off the album. But again, I like the whole fucking album front to back, really. So
right on.
It's hard to pick just one sometimes.
I hear you.
So
all right, man. Let's have a listen to it then. This is Cannibal Corpse with Spine Splitter. Nice. Cannibal Corpse, Spine Splitter. Yeah, I just they're one of those bands that kind of their sound is actually kind of laid the groundwork for how death metal sounds. You know? I mean, it's just like super thick, just
the crunchy, man, and I just love Corpse, man. I saw him St. Andrews Hall not too long ago, man. Fucking loved him. always loved them. I've probably seen them like 5-6 times, so always a pleasure seeing those guys jam.
Right on. Yeah, I saw him. Geez, I saw him probably 20 years ago in Pontiac.
Nice.
It was I think their original vocalist was still with them back when I saw him.
Oh wow! So you got to see Chris Barnes?
Yeah, a long
Fuck
time
yeah,
ago.
dude. Fuck yeah.
A long time ago.
I haven't seen 6 Feet Under yet, so I haven't got to see Chris Barnes live or anything. But I haven't heard many good things. That's what I've heard. But who knows?
It was a long time ago, and I might have been on some like undocumented pharmaceuticals at the time.
Yeah. We're all a little inebriated when we go to these things,
Right,
you know,
right.
hey.
All right. So next up, that brings us to the last song on your list today. We got Motorhead, which is another first. I don't think anybody's brought up Motorhead yet.
Like, damn, man. Well, great Lemmy, dude. You know,
Right.
like one of my. I got to say, you know, like. You know, some of the first early influences to ever like listening to music, because you know I was trying to pick out 5 songs that really like influenced me in big ways, and definitely like Motorhead, Black Sabbath, AC/DC were probably like the first things I've ever got into as a I'm thinking like 6-7 years old, and loving this shit, and and it grew from there, like getting into heavier things, but Motorhead, man, I mean, like you just look at Lemmy's life, I mean that's fucking. Guy lived it,
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think I think everybody tried to almost anybody living like wanting to be a rock star. I think that's the person to look up to.
Right. So the song you picked is called "Born to Raise Hell."
Yeah.
Anything about this song in particular?
Man, every time I listen to it, man, it makes the hair on my arm stand up, man. It just like I guess like a national anthem in a way, man. Fucking. Born to raise hell, man. That's what I feel like I'm here for. Put on this earth,
Right
go
on.
against the grain of things and make a lot of noise and raise some hell, man. So
It's good to have a song or two that always grabs you like that every time you listen to it, man.
it's probably one of the oldest songs I've been listening
I
to.
can
and
name
still
I can
listen
name
to
2 or
it.
3 right off the top of my head that do that for me. So yeah, that's cool.
Definitely.
All right, man. Let's listen to it. This is Motorhead, "Born to Raise Hell."
Listen up here,
right, Motorhead, Born to Raise Hell. That was that's Motorhead, man. I
Fuck
mean,
yeah, Lemmy, man. What can you say, man? He's a legend, dude. He lived it and he died it, man. So this is one of those, like again, one of those songs, man, that just influenced me at a young age, got me into music, and then even at 30 years old, I can still listen to it and rock it out, and still I get the same feeling from it.
absolutely, man. Cool. Well, that was your last song.
Cool, man. Well, it was great being on the show, man. I'm happy you let me play the country song, so I was probably first.
Yeah. Maybe I should have been clearer about that, but you know what? Fuck it, we'll do it. It'll work.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well then, this has been another episode of 5 Songs.
Awesome.
I have been your host, Kevin Tulppo. My guest has been Mike Williams of Pickaxe Preacher.
Pickaxe Preacher.
Vocalizer kind of guy.
And I just want to plug one thing. Halloween party, October 29th at New Dodge Lounge. 10 bands, $5. It's going to be a great time. Come on out.
Absolutely. Aren't you doing the smoke rituals thing here at
Yes,
the
I'm doing that too.
at the lovely and talented Maidstone Theatre?
At the November 5th, I believe.
Yep. Yeah. I'm playing that show as well.
Yep, I saw that.
Yep.
It's going to be a good one, dude.
Absolutely, man. All right, cool. I'm your host, Kevin Tulppo. Gary, engineering and making us sound good.
Yep.
And as usual, we're recording this here in the Maidstone Theatre here in Ypsilanti. Thanks, as always, to John Archer for letting us do this here. So to take y'all out to the end of the podcast, we've got a Pickaxe Preacher track that we're going to play. This one is called Curse 8888. So check it out and check them out in their upcoming shows. And thanks again for coming.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And we'll check y'all later. Take it easy.
Man. Cheers.
Remember
Sounds like fucking Mike Twig.
Here to put the dick in Dixie and the cunt back in country. Yeah.
Nice.